Okay, I'm gonna do this again. Okay, these colors right here are the basic colors. You got red, green, blue, yellow, cayenne, and magenta. So these colors are in the RGB color palette as red. Then you have two bars of color to make the yellow, one bar for the green, two bars for the cayenne, one bar for blue, and two bars for magenta. So these are always 0 to 55 whenever the bars are used. So I go back to using just red. I want to paint a spot on there. So I want to try to do just a dab at 150%. So one dab at 50%. Now I'm going to do with another dab over here within range of the green. So it'd be right here. And then the blue. That was a little bit strong. Try to back off a little bit. Right there. I think I'll do a smaller brush for the other colors and add a little bit more to this blue and red, white, and green. Now do the yellow right here. The cayenne right here. And the magenta right here. These are going to create like a color wheel with this, except with I'd painted these on a empty layer so that they're transparent, sitting on transparent. Because watch this right here. This is going to change these colors here. So I'm going to use this. Click the mouse button on the red and hold it down and then move it, and you can see the colors change. See, it's getting pale right there. That's because the white is affecting it before it turns to yellow. So I turn the white layer off, and now I'll do it again, and it's going to an orange and then yellow. See, then to the green, and fades in from green to the blue, to the blue, to dark blue, to the magenta, and back to the red. These are the colors. This is the main colors. These are primary colors, or these red, green, and blue. That's primary colors. The yellow, cayenne, and the magenta are the secondary colors. So that's how I sort of mix, is because in between here, the yellow and the red is different shades of colors. It also has a change of colors between the red and the green. If I go across here heading towards the green, it looks kind of a brown right there. And then it goes into a green. If I move real slowly, you can see it changing over to the green. And this middle color between that is like a brown for all colors, because on regular paint you have red, yellow, blue, and all those colors together comes up with a brown like that. So that would be your center color for traditional paints, and white for digital paint. So we go here, see, it turns into more of a red and a green, makes kind of like a brown in the middle. It's a umber color is what they call it. And then if we go to the center here, then we're in the center of the blue, the red, and the green, and it looks gray. Because these colors don't really mix that well. It should be, well, all the colors come together on digital art. Its colors are RGBs, with are colors of light. Like, I'm going to do this channel here. Start a new layer on this one. And then I'm going to fill it with black. Now I'm going to paint with white, because each channel is going to show, like, I'm going to paint white on red. And I'm going to use like 200. Close enough. Is this a big brush? Now I'm going to paint white on the red channel right there. Now I'm going to paint a green. I'm going to have to see what that channel looks like before I paint it. So right here, I'm going to get the edge of this right there with the green. And then the blue. Oops. Hit undo brush. I probably should do more to the blue. And red. Together these colors should make a white in the middle. I think I'll try to, well, it's supposed to be white in the middle anyway. Try it, make it wider. There we go. So with all the colors together, see, the blue helps this red and green turn yellow in the middle. So now it turns white, and this is the red, green, blue, yellow, cayenne, magenta. That's a trick you can do with the channels. So basically those are colors of light because white is in the middle. That's the colors of light. So we can turn this channel off and I get back to this. So go with the smaller brush. So now we got this, and I want to mix a color. So if I want it to be like a brown, that's right here between the green and the red. So I can make the brown and make it kind of a yellower, or a red. There's like a golden color. Oops. I guess I have to just click because when I move, it changes when I let go. Excuse me. So there's like a golden brown. If I want it, so now I mix colors by painting. I get a bigger brush and I go with the 100% flow and use this color I just picked up. Okay, now if I want to add a little bit of red to it, I can't use 100% flow. I need to make it just change just a little bit, not much. So I'm going to pick up this red and make this area a little redder. I tapped it a few times so you can see that it's a little redder. And I'm going to use the eyedropper so you can see. I'm going to drag it over here. While I'm still holding the button down, you can see it's going to a red. And I'm going to get right there and then change to 100% and make a red spot there, the color that I've just picked up. Now I want to make it lighter, so I'm going to mix white with it. If you notice that these colors, since they're pale like this, it's going to be affected by color, by what's behind it. So you have these colors, plus you have white and black. So I have this green, and it looks green in the middle, but it's actually a darker green because this is a lighter green. You see it change. Do it again. This, I'm going to click this, and you see this color over here. Watch it change. It's darker. So the background affects it because it can see through it. That's when I say that you fill in area 100%. So like this color where I filled with 100%, that's not going to change. See, and it didn't change because I changed it to white. Still the same. That's 100%. So that's why I like to fill in figurine shapes, silhouettes with a solid fill, so that when I do something, I'm using colors inside that shape, because I don't want light to shine through it. Don't want black to shine through it. Don't want nothing to shine through it. I don't want the color to be affected by the background. So here, then we get the white, and now I'm going to add a little bit of white. That means lower the flow so then I don't get too much. I don't see much happening. I think I'll probably try a little spot right here. This is normal, but it looks like it's not painting there. Oh, wait a minute. I'm painting on this black layer. Step back. Step back. Step back. Step back. Okay. Now I'm here. Now I'm going to go back to the low flow again. See, now this is starting to look like a lighter orange. I don't think a face would look good as a light orange, but it looks like it's getting closer to a color I want for without the reddish areas. So I'm going to go with 100%. Start a new spot. This is like a facial color. And areas that has a little more red to it would need a little more reddish color added to it. Like areas where the skin is, because you got red and you got this reddish color of it. I just added a little red, and now I have two colors here. See, the reddish color and this color. So this is a little redder. Like if you got sore skin around the eyes where you're crying, and or cold nose, or ears that's a little bit lit up by the light coming from behind it. These are areas where it would show blood through the skin. Then it would be redder. So there's color variations in things like that. So I'm going to, so this is how I mix colors. When I'm painting, I mix in these colors, and I also mix in shades. Like if I want to make a quick face, I had to make a real small one right here. I'm going to start a new layer. And go with 100%. Fill in the shape of the head. Sort of rough there. So this color should be locked so that nothing else can affect it. So when I paint out here, I can't do nothing. All I can do is just do this. And I'll just paint this color. Then I'll go around it with the lower flow. So then I do a gradual blend around the edges. And usually when you do a face, you want a big place over here like this. That's sort of like half of a face. This is the other half of the face. And that's how the face is. You just got to blend it farther in because it has like that, because it's angled of a face. And there's the eyes you have to put in. And the get a bigger brush to do a lighter shade of this below the eyes, because it's like darker under here where the eye sockets are. And then for the sides of the nose. Then you have the mouth, which is takes off this part, and then the chin. So I can go with a smaller brush and add more details to it. That's the bottom of the nose, and around the nose, and sides of the mouth. The mouth, and a little bit lighter for the lip, and the chin. And you got the jaws over here, but that's over there where it's faded off. So I'll just kind of like take this face down smaller, and then here's over here, forehead, and the temples over here, so that's sunk in. That's sunk in right there, temples, and you just go that way a bit more. So we have the eye area. So now this is showing that there's lights and darks areas to show depth. Now I'm going to throw in more white, make it paler. See, this is 51, kind of large for a brush. I'm just basically doing a basic facial structure, and if I want, I need to do this for the end of the nose and make this little bridge across here. And then have a ridge on the nose. This is the highest point, so that would be the brightest, but I don't want the flow to be that fast. That was too white, too quick. So we got this, these areas it's raised up. The higher cheekbones. The chin. And then you gradually have areas going down this way. And even smaller for this lip, lower lip. So this is the shape of the head. And I'm going to make it lighter. Image, adjust, brightness and contrast, as I want it to be lighter face. Wait a minute, this is color. Make it brighter. Now I'm going to color it. I'm going to use this color. And normal, go to color. This colors the black and white image that is showing depth. Since the face usually has more colors in it, I want to use this color. And when I'm going with using a color, I want to go kind of like really high to cover the everything, but I want the shadows to stay the same. So I'm going to add a little bit of redness around these eyes and nose area, and then on the mouth. Well, the rest of it I want to add some yellow, just a little bit. So this means I want just a little bit, not a whole lot, very little. So I can barely see it change color. And then I'm going to go with the larger brush because I want this skin up here to be kind of yellowish. And down here where there's no sunlight hitting it, most time it's just no blood in it or something like that. And then take some of this red out. When you use the colors, when you use black, that's taking colors out. It don't color things black, it just takes colors out. So I don't use the flow to go 100%, and you'll see that this turns everything to black and white. Takes the colors out. So if you want to remove some of that color, use a lower flow. Because in shadows, it falls into darkness as colors fade out. So this is just to fade out colors where the dark areas are. Because having color in the dark area just don't look right. So that's basically how it's colored, but I don't really make faces like that. I don't start with black and white. I enjoy seeing colors. So I paint everything in color. So I pick up this color here. And paint the face. Let me get that off of color, go to normal. Paint the face. I'm basically keeping some of it there. Adding shading for depth. I want something a little brown in there to come close to this edge here. Because it has color, just not all that much. Then I have a patch up here on the eye. And this area of the eyebrow. And then I'm going to pick up black, kind of fill in this area so that I can draw a line for the eye. And remove this area. Because this is sort of like a place where the eyelid has got that lump in it. and this is faint right there. So I'm going to use almost a gray with a smaller brush. I'm going to zoom in and use this. This is the white of the eyes. So we need a dark color for the eyes. And we need a black for the center of the eye. Now we need this color here. It's got some brown in it because when you have shadows in the eyes, it actually picks up some of the areas. So this is kind of hard to do with this, but I'm going to try this color. So I had to fix this area and want this little bit of red here. And a little bit of white in there. And add some white here for a highlight. This is a rough version of the eye. Make it the eyelid. And then there's the upper eyelid. But it's not that light. It's dark in that area. And add dark right there. If you haven't seen it, I use Alt key to switch to the color picker to pick up a color. So I might do that kind of fast and nobody notices me doing it or don't see it happening because I just do it real quick like this. So I'd paint the face instead of doing it and then add shading and stuff like that in it. So that's what I do. Just like if I want more red for the lip and I don't want a whole lot, I want the flow to be low. Like 3 right here because I just want to barely, it's like how much you want to show from 1 to 100%. Well, I barely want to see a change. So there's a change. It's barely a change. And I picked up the color and spread it around, but to make it spread faster, I had to go with a higher flow rate. Then lower the flow rate for blending. Like, I want to make this upper lip and use black, but I don't want black to show up that much. I just want it to influence the color. And I picked up this brown up here so it wouldn't be too much. Then get a smaller brush, hit the corner of the mouth, and then a little bit here and a little bit there. You can barely see it. It's just a little bit. This is for the area of the lip that's like humped down here. And then you have the shadow under the lip. So I'm going to use this color for a shadow of under the lip. I'm going to use a bigger brush and raise this flow up. When you see this area, it's like fades down and around the chin. And if you have the place in the chin, you have like, get down here. You have like this spot in the chin, and then there will be lighter skin around it from a highlight on it. And I pick up this color because that was going really fast, so I want it to blend in. If I have like too much of something, like let's say that I'm painting black over here, and that's too much black, I pick up this color and fade it so it's just a little bit, not as much as it was. So you pick up a color to help fade that color. Like this color right here, I pick that up, fade that in. Then bring this around here, pick it up because it's not that dark. And then pick up this color, fade it with that. And then this side of the mouth, that's going to be like a shadow area through here. But it's going to have like a streak there, but undo like that. Maybe one there beside the mouth. Then it has a dark line, a crease. And that's too much. So mix it in, blend it out. This area right here under the nose might be alright. But where I want it to fade out, I just do that. I use colors around it. If this right here need a nostril on each side, and that looks kind of like too dark. And I put in like a shadow under the nose a little bit, and that's too dark. Then bring in some light down there and make this darker here. touch of darkness, so I picked it up because I didn't want solid black there. So we have this. This is supposed to be out here anyway. And stretch this mouth over. So usually when I see something's not right, I can go like this. And move it over. And fix it. So I fix these places where this, well, actually I need to turn this off so it's not blocking me from painting in that spot there. Get a smaller brush to help me fill in that area with a higher flow rate, because I'm going to patch this area right through there. I'm going to mix in these colors. I need the lower flow rate to help blend in the colors. And then this color here. And this. So this could be a shadow of the nose. The flow is still kind of high, so it's probably not good to be painting that because I'll be fixing a lot. Go with a wider brush. Get this area right here under the nose. Of course, I'm just making this face up. And this could be a dark red because of the lighting on it. I'm going to carry that dark line over so that the lip would fit in there. See? Now I want to shade this lip. So do a kind of a wide flow. Use this black to help do it, but I want a really low flow because I want to barely affect it. As I'm darkening this to give it a curve. And then I put in a highlight using a pinkish color. Then I go with like a 2 or 3 to brush in lines. So I want to get like a pink color there. Yeah, that's a pink. Can barely see it having any effect because it's a low flow. Like These are creases in the lip. And I need to set it flow low so then I can do this with the black, but that's too low. Not seeing much happening. See, I'm doing the same thing up here. If I add this to make it darker. So that gives you an idea of how to do that. But I mix in the colors. So let me go with this lighter color and brighten up this upper lip right here. That's that curve in the lip. And then I want to go with the wider brush right here. And go narrower and a little bit stronger through here. And get a little bit white right there. So while I'm painting, I'm actually mixing. I just use a low flow and I paint. So I got that. Need to get a bigger brush and lighten up this area a little bit. And then a smaller brush to darken this area a little bit. You can see how that's turning out. It's just blending in colors. So I guess that's pretty much how to do that, but I don't go over this again. For mixing these colors, I'm going to click. You can see the colors change from here to there, to there, to there, there to there, there to there, there to there. So you want not to go here, like this between the blue and the green. It's a darker turquoise, but if you head towards this lighter color, that's the lighter version of it. Because these are darker mixes, so if you want to keep that in the middle, like right there is the purple, and you head out here to the lighter version. Some of these colors do this, like this green, and this makes this like gold color, and it goes lighter to this yellow. Yellow is the brightest color in here. So it's like lopsided. This yellow is affecting this color circle, but this is the color circle. You go around here to these colors, and you gradually change because you don't have nothing underneath of it affecting it. See, this is affecting the colors, but without this affecting it, you get a blend from this soft brush blending, throwing out colors around the area. So you're blending these colors together real lightly. And that's how you mix colors. You mix the colors lightly. And when I paint something I want some look like a sore skin, or just because some areas are reddish or light is hitting it, and where light, I use this pointer thing. So this area of the skin is light, and this is starting to fall into shadow. So it has a little bit of red in it because this light is going under in the skin and lighten up some of the redness on the side of the skin. Like light's here, bright light is here, and this is the side where it's starting to turn into a shadow. But light underneath the skin or inside the skin is making the red skin or red blood show up because it's lighting up the redness of the skin, making the skin red. So it's usually red before it goes to dark. Um, get on that area, and that brush is too small. So if I want to add a shade here to make it go darker, this would be how it works. It goes into this reddish area before it gets into that black. So the colors, let me see if I can get there. Okay, there's the white, and it's like this is reddish skin from having so much light in the skin that it goes inside the skin. It's the skin is like wax. It shows light inside of it. So it goes from the bright area of the skin, and this brightest area of the skin is where the light is coming in. This is light under the skin, and this is shadow where there's no light. So that's how the skin usually works. It's like that. It goes from that. And when you do reflections, it's like this is right here is too light. I pick up this color and paint that so that it's not so light. I'm not on that color though. Let me see right here. There. The area is light, but not that light. Anyway, that's you work on it. Like right here, you see all this darkness in the face, and to remove the darkness, I have to put in light like this. Lighten things up a little bit. Take the dull gray colors out, and then work with it from there. Just add colors to it. And where there's like highlights, you add highlights. So you add more light to it. That was probably not the best thing to do over there. Turn this white off. Okay. So you mix in colors to paint pretty much all the time. And when you want shading, you add shading with shadows. Like the whole side of the face is on an angle, so you need it to shade towards the side. and the darkest area is in the middle of the brush. So right there is the middle of the brush. I'm following the rim. That's the middle of the brush. That means that that area in the middle of the brush is going to be the darkest, and that means that it's farther back. If I do this farther back, just curves, and that was uncalled for. Step back. So if I have that, that softens the skin so that there's less light or less darkness to it. But that's how you do it. You just work with it. If you see things looking too dark, you add more light to it by colors. And when you have shadows, you don't want too much color in the shadow, because that makes the shadow look like it's showing light. And you can't have red in shadow, like red shadows. That just looks wrong. So, let's see. I think that's about covered it. I was showing you how to blend, so I think that covers it. I mixed colors. I mixed these colors. So when you want to mix the colors, by adding a color, you pick up the color and add it with a low flow rate, because you don't want it to overpower it. And when you don't want that color there, you want to replace it with something else, then you go up to 100% and paint it in, and that's replacing the color that was there. You want to replace it with that blue, or you want to replace it with the green. That's the way it works. You replace it, or you blend with it. So you blend it in. And I hit the Alt key to pick up a color, click it, and I pick up the color. And you can see the colors I'm using here. So if I want to check out colors in between, like I see a color that I want, and it's right on the edge of something, like right on the edge, then if it's two colors mixed together there, that's where it's going to be. Like this right here, you got white, you got the skin color going into a red, and then you got black going into black. But it's more or less a dark brown until it gets there. But it goes to black because there's no color in darkness. Without light, you won't see colors. You won't see nothing. It's just black. Okay, so I guess that's part of it. And if you want to do like a color of light, like I want to add a blue light up here. So like this is right here is a blue light. So you blend this blue in here. Put this, pick up this blue here and blend it in here. Like this is a short distance on this light, and it'll affect everything in this distance. Like this could be the shadow, so it's up here, it can't see here, but it can see here on this part of the nose. So it could be real heavy right here on the face. All the face still has other light coming in around it. So It shows bold colors of this light and the shadows, especially because if it can show a light and a shadow, that's going to be the strongest light, because there's shadows if it's not. But that's how it works. Colors of light spread light of colors, but they have a fall off. It can't really get that far, didn't need that much blue in it. Okay, I guess that's it.